Do Canadian cities have an affordability issue? This is a concern a lot of Canadians have, and today I want to explain how this impacts millennials and future generations. My name is Aguinaga. I'm a real estate broker in Montreal with 16 years of experience. I bought my first property in 2011 and have been involved in real estate ever since as a broker and a buyer. In 2023, LJ Realties had more than 200 transactions, and we worked with more than 180 families between buyers, sellers, and rentals. If you need any real estate advice or would like to work with me or my team, all my information will be available in the description down below. For now, let's talk about Montreal's real estate and what its market conditions, property availability, external factors that impact property value, potential solutions, and plan of action for our generation and future generations. Let's start with the current market conditions. Montreal is currently seeing an increase in inventory. This is great news for affordability. In theory, the more inventory there is, the less demand pressures we should feel. That being said, we've started seeing interest rates start to come down. This is leading to buyers entering the market. Thus, we have more supply and more demand. We'll have to wait and see which side of the scale ends up being stronger. Prices have been rising steadily since the dip we saw in the second half of 2022. I expect this to continue as rates continue to decrease. A lot of millennials are relying on help from their family in order to secure a property. This has become common practice across Canada. With increasing prices, it's becoming more and more difficult to afford a property in Montreal. One of the largest problems we currently face is the fact that getting a building permit takes way too long. There's a lot of red tape that a developer has to go through in order to be able to start a development. A lot of developers have started avoiding the Montreal area because of just how difficult and long the process is. We currently have a supply issue, and at the current building rates, we will not be making a dent in the required new builds to satisfy the current demand. Until we can start building more houses or apartment complexes, it will be very difficult to increase the vacancy rate and slow down the growth of shelter costs. Another factor that plays a large role in this is immigration. Canada is currently bringing in about 1.5 million people into the country annually. I'm a big believer in immigration, seeing as my parents came to Canada in search of a better life for us. However, we need to find a sustainable solution in order to protect Canadians. Along with some of the other points I've already discussed, we have to consider government policies. The government has been adding certain taxes on foreign buyers in order to deter them from purchasing properties in Canada. They have even taken it a step further by adding a foreign buyers ban. The idea behind the program was to keep Canadian homes affordable for Canadians. I do agree with this program in theory, however, it has definitely hurt a lot of developers. A lot of condo towers in the downtown area are hurting because foreign buyers made up a large chunk of the investors for these towers. This, in turn, has reduced the demand for condos in the downtown area as a whole and thus brought prices down with it. The Prime Minister recently announced that he will not be doing anything to try and devalue homes because the average Canadian relies on their home for their retirement fund. It has been proven time and time again that home ownership has been the best savings program and investment for Canadians. Not only does a home provide shelter for the families who occupy it, historically we've seen prices increase 3% annually in Montreal. When you apply the compounding effect to this, you get a pretty great passive investment. I don't believe that we should be trying to devalue properties. It seems counterintuitive to try and take funds away from Canadians who rely on this for their retirement, given how much inflation we've seen recently. A retired person cannot rely on an increase in their salaries to pay for their living costs. The younger generation will simply have to get more creative in order to be able to purchase a property. The best strategy future generations can apply is learning basic financial literacy skills early. Everybody should be living on a budget and understand where their money is being spent. Everybody must get into the habit of investing a portion of their earnings. The old book, The Richest Man in Babylon, highlights that 10% of earnings should be saved. Now, given inflation, I believe that all savings should be invested. If not, they will depreciate due to inflation. I also suggest that young buyers get into the market early. You have to understand that you're not looking to purchase your forever home. You're simply looking to hedge against appreciation that happened in the real estate market. By being in the market, you are protecting yourself and taking advantage of these increases at the same time. This might mean that you will be investing in a city that's 45 minutes to an hour away from where you want to live. With proper planning, this investment could be very fruitful and set you up for your forever home. What is your thought about all this? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments down below, and let me know what you think about all this. Would you follow my strategy? If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.